There is now a report from the Center for Disease Control that they have the first U.S. case of that coronavirus. Airline stocks also moving lower on this headline. American Airlines, Southwest, and Delta. Again, no other real information other than the CDC has confirmed that there now is at least one case in the United States of this coronavirus. We don't know where. We don't know how long this has been known, but it is impacting the equity markets. The Dow dropping about 50 points in the matter of a couple. Oh, it's in Seattle. I'm just getting word in my ear. Thank you very much, Christina, that this case was confirmed in Seattle. Obviously, a big travel hub coming from Asia as well. All right, we'll get you more, of course, on that story as it develops. The Dow down at 70.
Joining me now is Dr. Amesh Adaja. He is a senior scholar at Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security and an expert in infectious diseases. So talk to me about the timing. I guess there's never a great time for this, but coming at a time when so many people are jumping on trains, moving about, how likely are we to see this coronavirus popping up and moving around to even more places? We've got these reports in Japan, South Korea, and Thailand. How quickly and how widely can it spread?
We're very likely to see the case count go up and to see more countries reporting cases, especially with the Chinese New Year coming up and people moving around. We know that infectious diseases like to take advantage of travel patterns of humans, and this does appear to have some ability to spread between humans, so I do anticipate case counts rising.
And now China alerted the World Health Organization of this outbreak on December 31st. We're hearing about an emergency meeting of the WHO. What should they do next?
Well, the WHO needs to really assess how well this can be controlled in China and understand what's going on the ground. We know that these cases all began in Wuhan, but now we're seeing cases that are not directly connected to Wuhan. We've seen people in other cities develop this, and there is some human-to-human spread. We don't understand what happened in Wuhan, where this came from, what animal it might have come from, and we don't understand how sick people are. What is their clinical course? What kind of symptoms do they have? What types of hospital resources do they need? All of that needs to be answered at this WHO meeting.
Now, I was reading up on coronaviruses today, and this passage jumped out at me. Zoonotic viruses are very dangerous because they've got multiple species to infect and spread between and are therefore harder to contain. Talk to us about just how difficult all of this is.
Well, coronaviruses are a large viral family, and one of the things about coronaviruses is that many of them circulate within bats. So bats are one of the biggest mammalian species on the planet, and all of these viruses are circulating there. So there's no way to completely eliminate the risk of coronaviruses because there's always new ones that are going to be coming from bats. But what we can do is develop vaccines against the ones that are known to infect humans, develop antivirals against those ones as well. And that's really the key to taking coronaviruses off the pandemic list. But the fact that they can infect many human species makes it very hard to completely control because they can often spill into humans. Sometimes they take off and sometimes they stop with just one infection.
Now, Amesh, this is something you spend a lot of time studying, so give us best case scenario and then worst case scenario.
Well, the best case scenario is that we get a handle on these cases and the number of new cases decreases, and we find out that this virus has very limited human-to-human spreadability, and it doesn't cause severe disease except in those who are immunocompromised or very elderly. That would be the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is that we would continue to see more and more case counts occur. We would see more countries report cases. We would see more severe illness, and we would find that this becomes much more difficult to control. I think probably we'll be somewhere in between those two extremes, and we're all hoping that this will be containable with very prompt public health action and very transparent actions by the Chinese government.
Amesh, we're going to leave it there. Thanks so much for your insights. Really appreciate it.